Hey dudes, what's up? My name is Levante and this is Autistic Success. And today I want to make an exception and I want to talk about driving because recently I've been driving a lot and I really enjoy it. And this was really not the case even a few years back. So I did my driving license a long time ago in my early 20s on a manual car, like most people in Europe do, I think. And I hated it. I failed many times. Eventually I passed, but it was a really traumatic experience. And after that, I didn't drive for over a decade at all, absolutely zero, because I just hated it and it freaked me out and made me anxious. And I felt I couldn't do it. And then a few years ago, I restarted driving on a higher car, automatic only, and I really started to like it a lot. And eventually I also bought my first car 2 years ago. And now I only drive automatic and I love it. And I want to talk about this topic today because I think driving might be an issue for many autistic people. At least it has definitely been an issue for me. And I want to give some advice on this topic and insights. And actually, I want to talk about two aspects. So I think driving might be an issue for some people, especially for some autistic people, because of two things. First is definitely the motoric issue. So obviously you need to be able to have some motoric coordination or like fine motoric movements, whatever, which as it turned out, I don't have. So I never knew which gear I was in on a manual car. And also I really had difficulties operating the clutch smoothly so that I don't stall the car. So this was what made me hate driving and got me super frustrated. And it always freaked me out because even back then I did bike a lot. So I was used to participating in traffic. It was not an issue for me, but I was not used to participate in the traffic and actually also had to pay attention to my fine motoric movement, which was really not very well developed. And I just crashed. It just didn't work. So basically, motoric movement is a big deal. And for me, it was really solved by choosing to drive only automatic. I don't have this issue anymore. Everything else I can operate perfectly. And with automatic, I really love driving. And actually, to me, it's kind of an ASMR as the engine is humming and the gearbox is shifting. I really like that. I really like that the car is serving me and it's shifting so nicely. And 95% of the time, I couldn't shift as smoothly either way. So I really like that. And for me, it has completely eliminated this motoric issue or aspect of driving. And I just feel super confident because I control and command the car at any point, and I can pay 100% attention to the traffic. I don't need to pay attention to all my motoric movements because everything else, my motoric movements, are automatic. So it has solved all this issue. So my advice is, if you are struggling with motoric movements or if you get frustrated by shifting, whatever, then try an automatic car. It's going to help you a lot and it's just going to make it enjoyable a lot. So this is my advice, first piece. And the second issue is, which I think is at least as big an issue as the motoric issue, is simply participating in traffic, because we autistic people, we are used to being special. We are used to operate according to our own rules and guidelines and somewhere in our autistic bubble. But in traffic, you have to operate just like everybody else on the road, be it a cheap car or a luxury car or a police car, whatever. Basically, you have to follow the very rules as everybody else. You have no special treatment. So it's kind of difficult and weird, and it also freaked me out at the beginning, but now I'm used to it. So this is the second major issue or aspect, that you have to experience it and figure out if you can handle that you have to participate in traffic with many people, with dozens or hundreds of people around you often, and you have to follow the very rules as everybody else, and you have to know the same rules, and you also have to believe that everybody else knows the same rules as you, which I think can be very difficult as an autistic people, because we always think that everybody else thinks the same as we do. And at least for me, I always realize that it's not the case. I always get disappointed because I expect people to think in an X way, and they always, not always, but very often they think in a Y way. And then you realize that, wow, I'm yet again, I'm different. Everybody else thinks another way than me. And this is not necessarily working in traffic, because you have to follow the very, very, very same rules. So experience it and try to figure it out if it works or not. Eventually, I got used to that. And now my biggest issue is probably I just simply get upset and angry about people, and the fact that I do follow rules very strictly, but I also drive very dynamic. So like a lot of energy, but like cautiously, very cautiously, and also keeping the rules. So I've never been fined or whatever. But I also realize that most people simply cannot comprehend basic traffic rules or read the signs or have basic decency or common courtesy. Not everybody, but a lot of people, and it can definitely freak me out, and I get angry way too much, much more than I should probably. So yes, this is the two aspects which I wanted to talk about. And back to the original question is whether you should drive or not. It really depends on you. If you can manage these two major issues, and financially and from other aspects, you can also afford it, or you need it, or you can maintain a car or whatever, then why not? And this is the second part of the video which I want to talk about, is what car you should drive. And my answer to this question is the car you want. It's like there is no answer, I think, no clear answer. Choose a car based on your liking, and choose a car which you love, you genuinely love, and which is part of your autistic self-expression. So choose a car which shouts that this is exactly me, this is me, I like it, I can create a little bit of an autistic bubble in that car, and it's gonna make you feel actually really good. And this is also what I have done. I'm driving actually an old Mercedes wagon with a hood ornament. It's not an expensive car, it's quite reliable, and it's still very luxurious even though it's old. I love it, and it's absolutely me. I love the sophistication and elegance, and also the quirkiness of it. There are very few of them left, especially with the hood ornament. It's super, super quirky. It's old school, and it's not sporty at all, and I don't care, and I love it. And I love it exactly because of this, because it's so special. It's more like a grandpa car, but I couldn't care less. I just simply enjoy the specialness of it and the quirkiness of it, and I love it. And this really screams me. This car is me. And so this is my general advice. Choose a car where you feel that it really helps you unmask, helps you helps with your autistic self-expression, and where you really feel comfortable in it, and don't give an F what people think. It might be I don't know, an old American muscle car, some French quirky car, some old luxury car, a pink car, a cabriolet, whatever you want. Drive it, and you realize that nobody gives an F eventually. And this is super, super liberating, because basically this is like probably the biggest and most obvious, except for your clothing, the most obvious self-expression is the car you to drive. So yeah, my advice is, if you can handle the motoric issues and participate in traffic, then sure, why not? It is really liberating. I do bike a lot actually, so I only drive out of town. I don't really drive too often in cities. I don't like that. It doesn't make sense. So I guess I see the traffic both from a cyclist point of view and a motorist point of view. But I love driving, and I love the self-expression, like the autistic self-expression part of it. So yes, this was my little off topic on driving. I'm really keen actually on hearing your experience and stories about driving, whether you drive as an autistic person and whether you have had issues with driving or not. And if so, what you drive actually. I'm really interested in that. And yeah, so I guess we'll continue later on with other professional topics. But I wanted to make this little video because I've been driving a lot and it's really giving me, I don't know, a lot of ASMR vibes, I guess. So I guess take care and see you in the next one. Bye bye.